Good morning, everybody out there in math land. Today we will be working on perimeter formula for a rectangle. This is the first lesson on chapter 12, which we'll be discussing perimeter and area. Chapter 12 is really short. There's only 4 lessons to be recorded and taught. This is on page 575 of your book, so you can follow along. And I want to make sure you guys are watching the videos before you are trying the homework online. I've seen a couple people who are doing the homework before watching the videos, and the whole point is that the video is teaching the lesson so that you can do your homework a little bit easier, okay? So make sure you're always watching the videos first. There's going to be a lot of rain in the background, thunder in the background. It is very rainy today, so excuse a little bit of the noise that's going to be in the background. Okay, so here we go. As always, I kind of like to skip that first page and go straight into our work. So you can go ahead and flip to 576. Now, perimeter is the distance around a figure, the outside of a figure. Kind of like a fence would be surrounding an area. Oh, I'm sorry, a fence would be surrounding like a field or your house. That outside fence, that would be kind of like perimeter. That's what I like to think about. A formula is an equation that uses letters and numbers to show how quantities are related. So I'm going to show you the formula that you can use to find the perimeter of a rectangle, which is what we're going to be working with today. You can use a formula to show how the length, width, and perimeter of a rectangle are related. So this is a rectangle right here. Width is what we call these measurements right here on the side, and length is what we call the top and bottom. L is going to stand for length, W is going to stand for width. So to find the perimeter of a rectangle, we have P, which equals perimeter, equals 2 times the length, because there's 1 and 2, plus 2 times the width, because there's 1 and 2 widths, okay? So that means I have to count the length twice, count the width twice, and add them together in order to find the perimeter. So we're going to practice using that formula with this particular rectangle right here. So this one here is going to be our length. This right here is going to be our width. So we can assume that because this is a rectangle, okay, and opposite sides are equal on a rectangle, that if this is 24, the bottom will also be 24 feet, and that if the left side is 9 feet, the right side must also be 9 feet. That's a good thing to know. So the length is 24 feet and the width is 9 feet. We use this formula. So perimeter equals 2 times whatever L is, and that's 24, plus 2 times whatever the width is, which is 9. So now 2 times 24, that's 48. We should bring the P equals. 2 times 9, that's 18. And now we add 48 plus 18. I'm going to do it right here. 8 plus 8, that's 16, carry 1. 1 and 4 are 5. 5 and 1 are 6. So the perimeter is 66 feet. We want to make sure that we include that unit of measurement, which is feet, okay? Let's practice a little more. So find the perimeter of this rectangle. I want you guys to automatically put 16 centimeters over here and 13 centimeters over here, because in rectangles and squares, opposite sides are equal, okay? So the formula is perimeter equals, parentheses, 2 times the letter L plus 2 times the letter W for width. So now we say perimeter equals 2 times whatever the L is, which are the top and bottom, that's 16, plus 2 times whatever the width is, which is 13. Now perimeter equals 2 times 16 is 32, plus 2 times 13, which is 26. And now I add 32 plus 26. I'm going to do it up here. That's 8. That's 5. So the perimeter is 58 what? Centimeters. Oh, I'm so sorry. You didn't see the bottom of that while I was working on it. Hopefully you see it here for a second. And please pause the video. Sorry. Please pause the video if you need to. Now let's do this one, okay? This 8 inches also goes up here. And this 4.5 inches also goes up here. Now, you're seeing fractions. You are prohibited from panicking. Do not worry. I will show you how to do that. So again, the formula is perimeter, parentheses, 2 times L plus 2 times W. Now, the reason why they're doing a cursive L is because a regular L will look like a 1, so it would be easy to confuse 2 times 1. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure we know it's an L, so they do that little cursive L. Now, perimeter equals 2 times whatever the L is, which is the top and bottom, so 8, plus 2 times whatever the width is, which is 4 and a half. No panicking. So perimeter, 2 times 8 is 16, plus 2 times 4 and a half. So it's like saying 4 and a half plus 4 and a half, right? Because that's 2 times. That means adding them together. A half and a half make a whole. So that's like saying you have a whole already, 1. And 4 plus 4 is 8. You add that whole that you already have, so really you have 9. So now 16 plus 9, that would be 25 inches because we know it was inches. If you want to verify the 16 plus 9 to feel a little bit more comfortable, that's 15, carry 1, that's 25. So the halves, when you add 2 halves together, they make a whole. Think of half an apple and half an apple together make a whole apple. So that's not too bad. Okay, let's go over here. All right, I don't have a lot of room, so I have to kind of be careful on how I'm doing these. So I will walk you through them, and it might be a little bit of a close pace, but if you have paper at home, you can always do the formulas, all the work in a separate piece of paper to make it a little bit more comfortable for yourself. Over here, we know that the formula is perimeter, 2 times L plus 2 times W. See, I'm already going into the next box. I have to be careful. So perimeter equals 2 times, this is 54 yards. This is 32 yards because opposite sides are equal. Length is top and bottom. So it's 2 times 54 plus 2 times 32. Perimeter equals 2 times 54, that's 108. You can always do that on the side of the paper if you need to. And 2 times 32, that's 64. So now 108 plus 64. That would be 12, carry 1, 1 and 6 is 7, and 172. So perimeter equals 172 yards. Okay. I have a little bit more room here, so I feel a little bit more comfortable. 87 is here. 65 is here. Here we go. Perimeter equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. You can see that I am writing the formula down every single time. And the reason I'm doing that is because it helps me remember what the formula actually is. So I would like for people to write it on the top every time if they're doing this independently, because it'll help you remember what it is. Now, 2 times 65, because it's the top and bottom, plus 2 times 87. So the length doesn't always have to be the longest part or the largest number. Just think of top and bottom, left and right. So top and bottom are length, left and right is width. Now perimeter, 2 times 65 is 130, plus 2 times 87, which I believe is 174, but I am going to double check up here. That's 14, carry 1. This is, 16, 17, 174. Now I add those two numbers together, 174, 134, carry 1, 304. So the perimeter is 304 meters. And I hope you can apologize if I make a mistake in my computation. You can forgive me because usually I have my computer on with my teacher's edition, so I don't give you any wrong information. But right now the storm is preventing me from turning on my computer, so I'm trying to do the best I can. Okay, over here. So this is 49 inches as well. This is 18 inches as well because opposite sides are equal. Perimeter equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. So perimeter equals 2 times 49 plus 2 times 18. Perimeter equals then 2 times 49, that's 98, plus 2 times 18, which is 36. 98 plus 36 is 14. Carry 1 that's 10, 13. So perimeter equals 134 inches, because inches is my unit, okay? Over here, this one has a fraction. Again, you are prohibited from being worried. Right here, so 7 and 3/10. This is 11, so this is 11. So now, perimeter, 2 times L plus 2 times W. Perimeter equals 2 times length, with this 7 and 3/10. I'm going to show you how to do that, don't worry, plus 2 times 11. So perimeter equals 2 times 7 and 3/10. Just add 7 and 3/10. Hold on, let me do it. Maybe up here so that I have more room. So 7 and 3/10 plus 7 and 3/10. Add the whole numbers together first. 7 plus 7, that's 14. Same denominator of 10, and 3 plus 3 is 6. So that means 14 and 6/10 plus 2 times 11, which is 22. To add those two together, I just add the whole numbers. So 14 plus 22, that's 36. And there is no fraction, so this fraction is like 6/10 plus 0. So it's just 6/10 of centimeters. Hope that's right. Like I said, I don't have my computer, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And if not, you know, I can always post a video with my fixing my answers. You want to string lights around a rectangular room that is 12 feet long and 10 feet wide. How many feet of lights do you need? Well, I always find it helpful, and I will suggest you do the same, to draw a rectangle. It says that it's 12 feet long and 10 feet wide. The unit they're using is feet, so I use FT as my abbreviations. How many feet of light do you need? So because the string of lights are going around the room, that's perimeter. So we know that perimeter equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. So perimeter, 2 times the length is 12, plus 2 times the width is 10. That would be 2 times 12, 24, plus 2 times 10, 20. 24 plus 20, that's 44. So perimeter equals 44 feet. Okay. It says here, your friend finds the perimeter of their rectangle. Is your friend correct? Let's see. We know that the perimeter formula is supposed to be 2 times L plus 2 times W. There's a mistake here. Look, it's supposed to be a plus sign, but they used a multiplication symbol instead. So is your friend correct? No. Because they were supposed to, and this is my explanation so that I don't have to spend time writing all this out, but they use multiplication in between the parentheses instead of addition, okay? So that's why that friend is wrong. You can use the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle to find the perimeter of a square. What other formula can you use to find the perimeter of a square? In a square, all the sides are equal. So instead of having to do 2 times L plus 2 times W, since L and W will be the same number in a square, you can just do this number, this side, since they will all be the same, times 4. So you use perimeter equals 4 times S for side. Okay, so this is S for side. So let's say that all of these were 10, let's use 2. If they were all 2 feet, then you would have done perimeter equals 4 times 2, which was how much each side was, and that would have been 8 feet. All right. Let's go to the back. In a video game, you make a rectangular castle that is 4 times longer than it is wide. What is the perimeter of the castle? So multiply 4 and the width of the castle to find the length, because the width is 25, but the length is 4 times longer than the width. So it's 25 times 4. That's 100. I mean, the length is 100. So now, if the length of the castle is 100 yards, we can use this formula to find the perimeter. 2 times the length, which is 100, and 2 times 25, which is the width. 2 times 100 is 200. 2 times 25 is 50, making the perimeter of your castle 250 yards. Okay. A teacher wants to put a border around a rectangular whiteboard border. That's perimeter. The whiteboard is 2 times longer than it is wide. So 2 times the width. 2 times 1 is 2 meters. So 2 meters, 1 meter. What is the perimeter of the whiteboard? Well, perimeter equals 2 times L plus 2 times W. So perimeter equals 2 times 2 plus 2 times 1. Perimeter equals 4 plus 2, which means the perimeter would be 6. Is it meters? Yes, meters. There we go. Almost done. 2 more problems. And remember, your homework will be posted online. If you cannot find it right away, it's because I'm still waiting for this storm to kind of pass to plug in my computer back up so that I can upload everything. So be patient today, please. You want to put a ribbon border around each rectangular card. Which card will require more ribbon, and how much more ribbon? In order to know how much more ribbon, I'm going to have to find the perimeter of both and then subtract it, because how much more means subtraction. So let's see. Looks like this is a square card, see, because all sides are 18. So all I have to do with a square is 18 times 4 to find that perimeter, because the formula would be perimeter equals 4 times each side. 4 times 8 is 32, carry 3. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. So 72 centimeters with the perimeter for this one. For this one, it's not as simple, because I'm going to have to find the formula for perimeter. And I'm going to kind of work it out in here. I might have to erase it, but here we go. So perimeter equals 2 times length plus 2 times the width. Perimeter equals 2 times 14, which is my length, plus 2 times 21. Oh, I'm so sorry. I made a mistake there. 2 times 21. Perimeter equals 2 times 14, that's 28, plus 2 times 21, which is 42. Making the perimeter of this particular card 28 plus 42, that's 30, 70 centimeters. Let's see. I can give the 2 to the 28 to make it a 30. 30 plus 40, 70. Yes, awesome. So now, this perimeter is 72 centimeters. This perimeter is 70 centimeters. So how much more ribbon do I need? 72 minus 70, 2 centimeters. That's how, and which requires more ribbon? That one requires more ribbon. Last problem, we're almost there. Okay. A rectangular flower bed has a length of 6 feet. So rectangular flower bed has a length of 6 feet. The width is 48 inches shorter than the length. What is the perimeter of the flower bed? Inches, feet. That means I'm going to have to do some conversions. So let's see how many inches are in 6 feet. So 6 feet equals inches. We know that at 1 foot, there's 12 inches. So 12 times 6, that's 72. So the width is 48 inches shorter than the length. Shorter. So I'm going to have to do 72 inches minus 48. That's a 6. That's a 12. 12 minus 8 is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. So 24 feet. So 24 feet is, inches My bad. 24 inches is how many feet? Well, if a foot is 12 inches, then 12 plus 12 is 24, so it's 2 feet. It's 2 feet as width. Now I can find the perimeter of the flower bed by using the formula. Perimeter is 2 times L plus 2 times W. So perimeter equals 2 times 6 plus 2 times 2. Perimeter equals 12 plus 4. Perimeter equals 16 feet. All right, that's the end of our lesson. The homework will be posted soon on the website, hopefully, when all this rain comes down so that you can follow it. Very important that you watch this lesson before you do the homework. That's very important. All right, and take your time with the homework too. That being said, I hope you have a great day. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.